Queer Collective issued a thoughtful apology today about how they're going to fix their podcast. But next, they need to fix how they're financially taking advantage of the queer community and selling our trust to corporate partners behind our back. I just found out that they have a business called Queer Collective Studios. And on Queer Collective Studios' website, they say, quote, "Our nonprofit arm is how we connect and contribute to the grassroots queer culture. Queer Collective Studios is where we connect our corporate partners to the culture." How is this not a conflict of interest? I worked on the board of directors of a nonprofit for 5 years, and I am going to explain why this setup is legally, socially, ethically so wrong. I am not trying to take them down, but what I am advocating for is ethical business practices in the queer community. Now, more than ever, in this political climate, it is so important that we hold queer community members who are presenting themselves as experts or consultants within the community to a very high standard in order to make sure that our community gets the best representation possible. It's also important that all nonprofits benefiting the LGBTQ plus community maintain credibility and are thoughtful in the ways that they act and conduct their business, because once a queer community member feels betrayed by one nonprofit, they might hesitate to reach out for resources from legitimate nonprofits later on. And I hope that they're able to hear this video and make these changes. We've been advocating for them to get a board of directors, but it's no wonder why nobody wants to be on their board. Because if I was on the board of their nonprofit, I would be sweating bullets because their inherent business structure, their inherent nonprofit structure is borderline illegal, or at the very least unethical, and would reflect badly on me as a person. I'm going to give you an analogy so you can kind of understand conceptually what they're doing here that's causing the conflict of interest. Let's say that the Red Cross had a nonprofit arm and then a for-profit business. The Red Cross, through their nonprofit arm, is putting out requests for blood donations. People will show up, take the time to roll up their sleeves, give their blood for free. People will donate to the Red Cross. They'll give the Red Cross opportunities to come to events, to raise money, and give them attention and a place in the community because they're doing something good. Now, let's say that on the side, without telling anybody who is donating to their nonprofit, the Red Cross operates a for-profit luxury spa and wellness company. It's a huge problem because it would be like if the Red Cross took the blood that was meant to save car crash victims and instead separated the plasma and gave the plasma to high-end expensive facials for celebrity corporate clients at their private spa while telling people to donate to their nonprofit. Both parties benefit because it might seem like the company is donating to the Red Cross, but in reality, they are getting a product and service in return while also enjoying the benefit of looking morally and performatively superior. This is exactly what the Queer Collective is doing. This goes so much deeper than just them not paying taxes. What bothers me about it is that without publicly disclosing to the community that they're building, that they are using the attention we're giving them for their podcast, the donations we're giving them, the support we're giving them, they're taking that and selling it to corporate sponsors behind our backs. And that is not okay. For me, that feels like a huge betrayal of trust. Something that was supposed to be my safe queer space became something that M and Carbon sold for profit without telling me. I'm not trying to cause divisiveness or take them down. I'm simply advocating for ethical, transparent behavior because our community deserves, after all we've been through, to have trust, to have a safe space, to have people we can look up to. And M and Carbon have betrayed people in the name of profit and capitalism, working with sponsors like Molson Coors or Procter & Gamble that are huge corporations that have donated multiple times to right-wing politicians using their super PACs. At the end of the day, if a queer community member is doing it, somebody else is going to think that it's okay to do to the queer community as well. And we need to set a precedent that our community is not one that can be taken advantage of. Under Ontario's Not-for-Profit Corporations Act, nonprofit board directors have a legal duty to act only in the best interest of the nonprofit. Only the nonprofit. They are legally barred from using the nonprofit to line their own pockets, and that's why it is so problematic that the business statement of Queer Collective Studios literally says that they are taking the grassroots community they are building through their nonprofit and connecting it with their corporate clients through their business arm. If the same people who are running Queer Collective Studios are also sitting on the board of the nonprofits, which is Im and Carbon are the founders of Queer Collective, and they're the head of Queer Collective Studios, and there are no other board members, no other administrative members. So nobody is checking the books. Nobody is making sure that the studio isn't using the nonprofit's office space or assets or money for free. You cannot even look up Queer Collective on the Ontario Business Registry or the Canadian Revenue Agency because they have operated under some shell name that I simply cannot find. I cannot dig it up. And true accountability is always going to be impossible as long as Queer Collective is set up this way. I'm, again, not trying to take them down, but they are open to feedback at this time, and they said it themselves. Please, 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 if you can message them, join us in reaching out on their listener feedback line that they've created. Join us in asking them to please restructure their business. For too long, the queer community has been targeted by capitalistic ventures and corporations, and having that done by members of our own community hurts way more. Let's not be divisive. Let's come together and let's ask them to change so that they can continue on in a way that maintains their credibility, their reputation, and helps them grow on the good things they're doing, and then helps them step back from the things they are doing that are actively taking advantage and hurting members of our community.